Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota, and I'm going to be working in my garden today, and I'm going to be planting some shade perennials. And first thing is I have to move this big coleus planter here. I don't know where I'm going to put it. We have some nights that they're talking 41, even 39 now. So the coleus isn't going to like it, but I want to definitely plant up in here. I'm just not sure how much room I have to work with. And I do have some plants here that I might, considering. This right here is Feathered Friends Fierce Falcon. It's an Ajuga. I got this from a Great Garden Plants. And I mean, look at that clump. Isn't that glorious? I have 3 of them. I just have 2 right now to work with. One is with a fall arrangement. I pulled some of this out of one of my other flower beds. It is a Lamium upright. I want to say it's something like Herman's Pride. I'm not sure. So I don't know if I want to use that. I like the variegation. And then I have this right here, which is a pulmonaria, and it is shrimp on the Barbie. So don't know. First thing is first, let's move this beast. Obviously with that planter there, it's really made things a little more bare at the bottom, and that's okay. I'm hoping this, when it grows up, it'll cover that. So I'm going to take in for a closer look and see what we're dealing with. So my biggest issue in this area is, if you can't see, all of my tree roots, like the shoots. If you can see this one right here, I have that one, and there's this big one back here. Not that I'm going to be planting there, but it's just, it makes planting in this area very difficult. I do have some primrose that's growing in here, which is fine. It can just grow with other things amongst lots of weeds. I have a stepping stone there. I'm kind of, this is, it may not be the best, but there's some good memories with that piece. So I can't get rid of it, along with that rock. My niece painted it when she was young, so yes, it's hidden, but I'm keeping it there. I also have, if you can see, she painted some rocks for a caterpillar. But this plant here, Sabarias or Bifolia sem, it runs all over the place. I'm fine, but can you see all those shoots down there? It is a very strong, robust grower. So I'm just wondering if I should just stick with the ground cover and everything can just mingle in here very nicely and it can grow over the tree roots. So I'm not up. Once I get in here and start digging, I will know a little bit more, but I'll place some perennials here and see what I like. The one thing about this shrub here is, kind of reminds me of an Astilbe with the blooms. I just let them brown and they slowly go away. I love the foliage texture, but when this emerges in the spring, it's chartreuse and pink color. So it's really pretty, but I just want to make sure that when that comes out, it's not clashing with everything else. That's why I'm thinking maybe just the Ajuga. And just let it do its thing in here. Crawl all over, creep everywhere it wants to, cover up stuff, hopefully smother out that. This is a really thick grower. I do have some Ajuga in a different place. I think that might be chocolate chip. I could be wrong. I know this variety here, so far it looks very vigorous. And just do the 2. Like I said, I have a third one, but I'm thinking that third one could possibly go down here. Because wouldn't that color be striking with this? And again, I can just go all over in here. And there are some bare legs in there, which I call them on shrubs, and that's just because it's been shaded out by that big container. But I don't know. But again, wouldn't this also be really pretty whenever I have the chartreuse pink color coming out? I want to say these probably get some purple blooms in the spring also, later spring. I think they look really neat. And I just think I'm going to have issues jigging in here with those tree roots. Let's see, I'm gonna set that aside. I had also thought I don't think I like that. I just think it's too, I don't know. It's a nice lamium, let's put it that way. I think I'm just gonna go with the Ajuga, keep it simple, because this shrub will just keep going all over the place. And I think the lamium, or not the lamium, sorry, the pulmonaria will just be in the way. I think it will just not work out with this. Ajuga is just aggressive enough where I think it can compete with a lot and just work around stuff. All right, I'm gonna go with the Ajuga. All right, let's get to planting. Okay, so this Ajuga here, bugleweed, I've gotten from Great Garden Plants online. So far, I've been so pleased with the quality plants that I've gotten from there. Kind of addicted to buying from them, and which is really good because a lot of this I can't get around here. So this is the Fierce Falcon. That's what it's called. This is part of the Feathered Friends line, and I know I have the Fancy Finch, and that is really pretty, so I'm liking that so far. I didn't get that from them. I wish I would have. I got it from Spring Hill Nursery. I wasn't impressed with them. I'm sorry, but I wasn't. But I love Great Garden Plants. And there's also a Cordial Canary and a Petite Parakeet. So I think they were out of stock with one of those, and I want to say it was the Petite, or am I saying, yeah, Parakeet. But this is a part shade, space, and it says 9 to 12 inches. I'm not going to worry about that. Hardiness zone is 4 to 9, and it looks like it gets purple flowers, and I know that's early in the season, so that's okay. I think that'll contrast very nicely with all of this here. Let's hope that I can just dig it up with this. But yeah, I can't wait. I think this is a good choice, just to let this kind of fill in with all of the tree roots. I love my trees, but their roots are extensive. I mean, they're all over. They're even growing up in my raised veggie beds. And this shrub here, Sabaria sorbifolium, is a beast. It's aggressive, and honestly, with that rain we got, I have so much growth coming out of it. Very happy, and I know it's aggressive, but I'm okay with that, because sometimes some things just don't work out. That one so far has, so I'm not gonna split this. I'm just gonna leave this. I could, there's a lot. I'm just gonna let it be in this clump, and then it can spread just the way it wants to. So I'll move that. Lots of worms. Can you see how beautiful that is? What is there about the smell of soil? I love it. gonna take a little bit longer. That's okay sometimes, but I have roots all over in here. Crazy. That one looks good. I'm gonna go get my shovel. This has proven to be a little difficult over here. Other thing is I have to be on the lookout because I know I have a snake somewhere in here. Yeah, I'm not scared of them, but they still startle me. That's the Sabaria sorbifolia stem. So when people say it doesn't run in their garden, then why does it like my zone 4 garden so much? Look at that. So in a lot of my videos, I think you're also seeing I'm not mulching a whole lot. And only reason being is because with fall, well, autumn will be here in a couple days. I use my leaves as a mulch. So I usually mow over them quite a bit to make sure they're really fine texture. I bag them up and I use them as mulch, and some perennials I protect with them. So next year is when I will apply a new layer of mulch. Yes, it makes it look nice, but leaves add organic matter to your soil. Big time. Next. With that a little bit of rain we had, I feel like I'm just gonna leave that one out. I don't think that's a tree root, I think that's the shrub. But with that little bit of rain we had, the mosquitoes are out for sure. Not for good. So this next perennial, it's not exactly hardy to my zone. I mean, you can see them there. They sell it at my nursery, my greenhouse, and it's sold all over. And I've seen this planted. This did come back for me. This is the better looking one out of this scraggly one and that one. I'm gonna leave it. They are slower growing. I struggle with it, but who knows, maybe next year they'll double up in size. But I did buy 2 more, so I'm gonna put one here and then one over here to make a really good clump. So hopefully eventually it just forms one big patch of this grass. I do have an Astilbe here that I'm just gonna dig out and move somewhere else. I struggle with Astilbes, but this one just keeps on trucking along. I've had it forever and sometimes I forget about it, and I'll find a place for it. Left, so let's get it off to a good start, right? Some of my soil is better in areas, and this is okay. You can see it's very, yeah. That's why it's not a really good draining area back here. sometimes you just have to hack away. All right, which way? Looks better. Nice. Again, a lot of my perennials I set just a little bit higher. And only reason is because eventually that ground settles on me and they sink in. And especially when this is a very wet area back here, I really don't want them below ground level. This looks a little close to this hosta, but I think that one will have to get moved eventually. I'm gonna put the Astilbe here for now. Sometimes, you know, an area may not be where it stays. It's kind of a holding spot, and that's not a bad thing. I struggle with growing Astilbes. I shouldn't. I have a good amount of sun, good amount of moisture. I'm not comparing it to the last 2 years. Minnesota is a very wet climate. Being dry is abnormal, big time. But I'm gonna put it here because, like I said, I mean, this is a healthy little clump. And this is one of the first Astilbes I had when I started gardening. And the fact that I have been moving it around until it's been happy and it has not given up on me. So I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna give up on it. It has red blooms, there's that, but I'm just gonna put it here for now and see what happens. I know I've got tree roots here too, big time. Now you know why I go with a lot of ground covers and invasive plants, because this is massive right here. I'm not gonna cut that. I don't want my hole too deep because it's not an extensive root system. So I'm just loosening the soil all around it. That way the roots can go anywhere it wants to. So this area by my swing and around my tree was created with that no dig. And I just laid cardboard down and mulch on top, let it sit for a bit. I mean, it is went a little too deep. Okay, I'm gonna call it quits for today. It's getting a little bit late. I need to go feed my dog. He's getting hungry. but I think I'm gonna like that. I hope that fills in, makes a nice, a little drift here. I struggle with that grass. Other people can grow it like no one's business, but I can't. Again, it's not entirely hardy to my zone, so there's that. But I do like that texture foliage. I'm coming into sun over here. I'm still gonna leave this spot empty for that other Ajuga. And I have it with fall grouping. I really like it there for the time being. So I think it'll look good in here to fill in, and with that color of hosta. I haven't found a spot for that lamium yet. It's an upright, but I'll just put it into that plastic container with the drainage holes, so if it rains, it can drain through. I'll keep looking. I have some plants ordered, so until they come, I'm not quite sure where I want to plant some other things. And I know I will like this Ajuga here. I already like it. It's kind of hard to tell. If I would have some mulch, you definitely could probably see it a lot better, but I love that glossy foliage. So, all right, thank you for joining me for another day in my garden, and bye for now.